The name holds a story, a message of inspiration and empowerment. As a child, I constantly faced the need to prove myself, no matter which sport I pursued. But then I discovered cycling. It became my answer to skeptics who doubted my abilities. More than just freedom, cycling became my pursuit of justice in the face of those who wish me to fail. So when you encounter seemingly insurmountable obstacles, remember, just say it with your legs. With every paddle, you can conquer anything, one step at a time. And that's why you need to buy this brand. To embrace the journey, empower yourself, and achieve greatness. Sever your legs media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up. The big bike helmet debate. Readers reject the change in law. Now, I had a whole thing about what the readers were saying. Let's pull it up. We got it, so we might as well pull it up. We've done a lot of research and stuff, so we have the info. We might as well give it to you, huh? So I gotta open up the iPad. And there we go. And biddy boom boom boom. Notes. And here we go. That's not what you're looking for. That's what. Where are we? And it probably didn't update. I might have to go to my phone. Subject partnership. No, it's not updated yet. Okay. To the Batmobile it is. So the only thing about the iPhone. The reading is small, but that's not. We could sort through that. That ain't no big deal. Let's go, as Angry Man would say. So it's called Cycle Talk this week. So we did Tom Pickock already. We are on No Helmet Harry. That's what I titled it in my my notes. So the whole thing says, so it would be fair to say that it would be fair to say in this latest reader survey on whether cycle helmets should become compulsory, elicited a strong response. And that's the crazy thing. No matter where or when you're talking about, you always get a strong response to whether a helmet should be worn. And I feel like people just go to the extremes talking about helmets. I'm like, give me a break, man. If you want to wear a helmet, wear a helmet. I like wearing helmets because they match my kits and stuff. They look really cool, Yeah, so I like wearing a helmet, So if it is, it is. And in the picture, one picture I'm not wearing a helmet, and the other picture I am. And the picture that I'm not wearing a helmet is because I took the train into central London, and I literally didn't want to walk 3 blocks, so I took my bike with me on the train, and it was like 4 or 5 blocks to the bike store that I was going to. So I was like, pretty much, I was just cruising on the sidewalk and, not riding in traffic, and just enjoying outing on a day in London. And then the picture to the right, I'm at Regent's Park. The boys are doing their thing. Yeah, they're riding hard and going considerably faster than I am in the picture to the left. And I'm riding amongst the cars in the traffic. So they're, self-preservation, safety first. So, and then even then, like the way that I ride is very defensive. It's like I make sure I'm watching out for traffic around me, people around me, and keeping my eye on what's going on, in and around and about me, instead of like just focusing on how fast I could go. So there's a lot of subsequent. So let's see what it says. It said it's received. Why is pushing for a change in the law mandate for the use of cycle helmets? It received a staggering 1,102 votes, as well as causing strong debate on social media. The results of the survey are pretty overwhelming. Some 85% of respondents rejected the idea of the mandatory cycle. Wow, 85% of people rejected the idea of a mandatory cycle helmets, with 14% in favor. Just 1% were not sure. Those in favor of the move say cycle helmets reduce the risk of head injury in event of a collision. There is evidence to support this. Let me read that again. It was received a staggering 1,100 votes, as well as causing a strong debate on social media. The results of the survey are pretty overwhelming. Some 85 respondents rejected the idea of mandatory. So 85 people objected to mandatory helmets. That's interesting. I didn't think it would be that high. It says University College Dublin study published in 2015 showed cycle helmets offer effective protection at low speeds of less than 50 or 31 miles per hour. It is also concluded cycle helmets offer protection against secondary impact against the ground after an initial collision. However, the same study found that helmets become less protective the faster the cars are traveling, concluding they are of minimal use in crashes with cars traveling more than 50 at 31 miles per hour. That's 31 miles per hour, and the evidence is not conclusive. Some studies suggest that helmets can contribute towards greater injury in the event of a collision. Meanwhile, the Dutch study found that 13.3% of the cyclists hospitalized in the Netherlands were wearing helmets, despite it being estimated that less than 1% of the country's cyclists wear helmets. That's crazy. That's a cycling crazy country. So if you can imagine, if less than 1% of people are actually wearing helmets, that's crazy. And only 13.3% of cyclists are hospitalized in the Netherlands. Wow. But anyway, but when it comes to whether cycle helmets should be mandatory or not, those who oppose the move say the most important factor is the impact of the number of people cycling. This is because of safety numbers. The fact that the idea that the more people that are cycling, the lower the risk. Good point. Evidence from Australia and New Zealand, where helmets are mandatory, suggests that large number of people are deterred from cycling by helmet legislation. There we go. In the years following the introduction of the legislation for compulsory helmets in New South Wales, Australia, there was a 36% reduction in cycling levels. Meanwhile, it is estimated that a total of 136,000 adults and children in New Zealand, nearly 4% of the total population, stopped cycling immediately after the introduction of the cycle helmet legislation in 1994. Look at it from the other end of the stick. Countries with the highest levels of cycling, such as Denmark and Netherlands, record the lowest levels of helmet use in the world. Instead, these countries are heralded for delivering well-connected and high-quality dedicated infrastructure, public awareness and understanding of cycling, and a culture where most people cycle regularly. As the charity Sustenance puts it, we know cycling has many health and social environmental benefits. If we are to make the most of these benefits, we need to increase and therefore normalize cycling. This means putting solutions that are based on evidence with experience of most cycling friendly countries and cities into practice. So with that being said, you got a place like LA where I lived for 4 years and I lived in New York and stuff as well, and rode my bike to work there as well. And I don't know. I think the main reason a lot of people wear helmets is because the helmets now, the designs, the colors, the styles are just like the out of this world, and just people just love them. So people are gonna keep wearing them. They're gonna wear them just for that fact, because they could be out there styling in them. So, and that's the reason that they're wearing them. But while I was in LA, I just found LA is a dangerous place anyway. LA is a very dangerous place for just the bugs, just the insects, the wildlife, and let alone like someone who's riding a bike. And LA has some of the pretty wide bike lanes and stuff, but people still have issues and problems with drivers. And for one, I know that I had a couple. I even recorded one, and I refused to watch it again because of the energy that I was displaying. Like, I didn't think I even watched it back, because I know exactly what was going on when I in that moment, and it was not a good moment, and I don't really want to relive that. But yeah, so it's hard to to go back and look at that. I'm not going to go back and look at that, because it was a very dangerous moment. I was with a very new novice rider, and then to have a driver do what they were doing was not cool. So that's not really America's not a place you really want to get in an argument with somebody, because then people carry all types of things in their cars and stuff. But luckily was able to ride away from it, and it's like I said, it's a moment that I'm not going to try and relive, but I remember it. And so you have things and situations like that, but then you go to a place like Arizona, which has some amazing infrastructure. Like, you can literally do 100 miles on, like they say, it's like on the bike trails which are along the canals and stuff, and you have no worries of running into any vehicles, so you should be quite safe. And I can't understand and see why, what would be the big deal about wearing a helmet, like on if you got infrastructure like that, like the Netherlands has and stuff. That's the reason why so many people ride bikes in the Netherlands, and so few people have any issues. But anyway, that's the big bike debate. And the crazy thing was, like I said, out of 1,100 people surveyed, 85% of the respondents rejected the idea of the mandatory cycle helmet. It is what it is, and I think you're gonna find similar numbers no matter where you go. I mean, it is what it is. So let's get on to the next story, and we are gonna get rid of this. Here we go. Your legs media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.